What became of the children of King Henry VIII? Henry VIII, intent on securing a male successor, entered into 6 marriages to preserve his dynasty. This pursuit resulted in 4 surviving children, 3 legitimate heirs, and 1 publicly acknowledged illegitimate son. Each of these children led lives shaped by drama, power, and the heavy shadow of their father's expectations. Let's uncover their stories. Henry VIII's firstborn, Henry FitzRoy, arrived in 1519, born to Elizabeth Blount, one of the king's mistresses. Unlike most illegitimate offspring, FitzRoy was officially recognized by Henry, who proudly gave him the name meaning son of the king. At that moment, Henry's union with Catherine of Aragon had failed to produce a male child, and their only surviving offspring was Princess Mary. With no male heir from his marriage, FitzRoy stood as a symbol of the king's virility and legitimacy. In 1525, Henry orchestrated a grand ceremony, awarding FitzRoy the titles of Earl of Nottingham and Duke of Richmond and Somerset. FitzRoy was treated with royal favor, his ceremony attended by noblemen and elite officials. Henry even granted him Durham House in London to underline his prestige. Tragically, FitzRoy's life was brief. He passed away in 1536 at just 17, likely from tuberculosis, leaving no descendants. Edward VI remains Henry's only legitimate son. Born to Jane Seymour, Henry's third wife, Edward ascended the throne at only 9 years old on February 20, 1547. He was England's first monarch raised entirely in the Protestant tradition. Too young to govern independently, Edward's realm was managed by a regency council, first headed by his uncle, Edward Seymour, Duke of Somerset. Somerset endeavored to extend the Protestant reforms begun under Henry and addressed social issues like poverty and justice. However, his tenure was fraught with challenges and ultimately ended in his removal. In 1550, John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland, assumed control, enforcing stricter Protestant policies and distancing England further from Catholic customs. Under Edward's short reign, major religious transformations unfolded. Catholic rites were abolished, replaced by Protestant doctrine, especially in places of worship. Edward was personally devoted to his beliefs and endorsed these changes, despite his youth. Sadly, his reign ended prematurely. Edward fell seriously ill and died in 1553, at only 15 years of age. Following his death, Mary I, Henry's eldest daughter with Catherine of Aragon, claimed the throne. Despite the Act of Succession of 1544, which had reinstated the rights of Mary and Elizabeth, Edward had named his Protestant cousin, Lady Jane Grey, as his heir. Lady Jane, Henry VIII's great-niece and daughter-in-law to Northumberland, was declared queen by his faction. Yet Mary was determined to secure her rightful position. She swiftly mobilized an army and entered London, where she was received with widespread support. Her bloodline and the people's loyalty to Henry VIII ensured her victory. Jane's reign was brief, and Mary was recognized as queen. As monarch, Mary, a devout Catholic, sought to undo the Protestant changes enacted by her father and brother. She reinstated papal authority and restored Catholic ceremonies. To reinforce alliances with Catholic Europe, she married Philip II of Spain, an unpopular move among English citizens, wary of Spanish dominance. Her mission to re-establish Catholicism led to the brutal Marian persecutions, where hundreds of Protestants were executed, earning her the infamous title Bloody Mary. Though Mary yearned for a Catholic heir, her marriage was childless and her health deteriorated. She died in 1558 after 5 years on the throne, leaving England religiously fractured. The crown passed to her half-sister, Elizabeth I. Elizabeth, daughter of Anne Boleyn, was Protestant and politically astute. She reinstated the Church of England and skillfully managed tensions between Protestant and Catholic factions, allowing a degree of religious tolerance. Her era, the Elizabethan age, ushered in stability, global exploration, and cultural excellence. Unlike her siblings, Elizabeth never married or bore children, cultivating the legacy of the Virgin Queen. She used her unmarried status as a diplomatic advantage, often engaging in strategic courtships with foreign princes. One of her most notable victories was the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, solidifying England's naval supremacy. Elizabeth ruled for 45 years. Upon her death in 1603 without an heir, the Tudor dynasty came to a close, and her cousin James VI of Scotland ascended the throne as James I of England, uniting the crowns. King Henry VIII was known to have had numerous mistresses, and it's possible he fathered more illegitimate children who were never officially acknowledged. Some historians speculate he was the biological father of Mary Boleyn's children, notably Henry Carey, though he never formally recognized them. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.